15 years ago, I had my own repair shop, and there was one day that I was all caught up and I had to work on a 1969 Mercury Cougar, and this car was in mint condition. It had a white paint on it, paint job on it. It had white interior. It was just flawless until I got a hold of it. The only thing that was wrong with it was the fuel gauge wasn't working. So I remember pulling this car in, and the customer said it didn't have much fuel in it. And on this particular car, the gauge I needed, the sensor I needed to replace was underneath the bottom of the tank. So I had my bucket and I took that part off, and I was catching gas, and I realized that there's a lot more gas in this thing. So I wedged it in so I could get a bigger bucket. And as soon as I did, I turned around and I noticed that pilot light was lit on the heater, and weren't thinking. And I was like, I need to turn that pilot light off. But by the time I said that, that part came out and fuel poured everywhere. And as soon as it poured everywhere, it lit up like a Christmas tree, and there was a river of fire coming out of this car. And right when it happened, you had that slow motion effect. And I ran to the front of the shop because I knew my fire extinguisher there. But by the time I got there, the doors were shut, so there was so much black smoke in this little shop. I couldn't see, my eyes were watering, it was getting hard to breathe, and you kind of get disoriented. And I stood in the front of that shop, just like, where am I at? Thinking, it's like, this, please tell me this is not how it ends. And then I was thinking, it's like Psalms 23 comes, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil because you are with me. And I'm thinking, I got to keep moving. I can't sit here and just think about it. I need to start moving. So I was trying to walk, and I really couldn't see nothing at this point. There was smoke and fire, so I crawled. I got on my hands and knees, and I could vaguely see with my eyes watering. And I started crawling through the front of that shop, trying to get where I was. And I finally saw where the door was, but it was already in flames. And when I saw it, I stood up and I ran. And at times in life, you just don't need to sit still. You need to run. Keep moving. A great man, Martin Luther King, once said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward.